up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the It Girl gang. As you can see by the title, today we are going to be talking about all things college, okay? And I am here to give you some big sister advice because I have experienced college, you guys, and I just want you guys to have the best and the most safe experience in college. So if this is something that you think you need right now, stay tuned. Let's get into the video. So this list is not really in any particular order, but all things are equally as important. So we are going to just start with the topic of roommates. A lot of people are rooming with their friends, and I don't know how things are for you guys, but I know that in college, when you aren't choosing your roommate, they give you a random roommate. So this goes for if you're choosing a roommate or if you have some random roommate. There are some things that you really need to know. The first thing that you really should focus on when it comes to your roommates is setting some sort of boundaries and some different rules that you guys need to follow. Because just think about it. People have different backgrounds. How you may have grown up might be different from how this other person grew up. So they might do some things differently. You might do some things differently and think it's okay, but it really can bother the other person. So it's just really important for y'all to set different rules and go forward with those rules in play. I think something that y'all could possibly do is sit down together and ask yourselves, what are some of your like cannots? Like, what are some non-negotiables when it comes to your living space? So some people cannot do do a messy room. Some people cannot do dishes everywhere in their home. Like, what are your cannots? And then what you really want to do is set some rules from that space. Now, even though you set these rules does not mean that everything's going to go smoothly. You might come across different situations to where you didn't think to write those down and add those to the rules. But this is why you always want to make sure you guys remain adult-like and make sure you create an atmosphere to where it's open communication. Because if there's something bothering you, you really want to be able to go talk to your roommate, and you want your roommate to come and talk to you, and y'all can move past those different things. And also, you as an individual, when you're sharing a space with somebody, you don't just get to go in like,
this is my way and this is how it's gonna be.
No, you also are going to have to make sure you checking in with yourself first and make sure you are being a good roommate so that y'all can have a healthy roommate type of situation, you guys. So just keep that in mind. Set some rules, set some boundaries. Let's move to the next topic. So our next topic is parties. Girl, so you're in college, there's this new freedom. You're probably gonna want to go to some parties, okay? But my biggest thing with these parties is to just be wise. Use wisdom. With parties comes drinking and different things like that. And so one thing is that you really never want to accept a drink from anybody, okay, that you did not see get poured out of something like maybe a fresh bottle. And y'all, I am not here to promote drinking and condone drinking and all that, because to be quite honest, I hate to drink, okay? But just want to be realistic. Y'all are college students and it's something that might happen. So if it does, what I'm telling you is to, one, get your own stuff, and then don't just go be that person who running up to random parties drinking jungle juice or drinking random drinks that somebody came and gave you. Because the truth of the matter is, everybody don't have your best intentions at heart, and some people will harm you, some people will drug you. Like, these are realities, and I don't want you guys to go into college being naive and oblivious to the fact that these different things can happen. So just, be very wise when it comes to drinking. Do not accept no drink from a bottle that's been open and that you ain't see what they was doing with it and you didn't see them open it fresh. Like, avoid those type of situations. Also, have a good reputation about yourself. The reason I say this is because I was talking to one of my guy friends, who I was asking him questions about like his college experience and what it was like from a male's perspective. and he gave me some real good insight to share with y'all. What he told me was, you want to have a good reputation as a woman in college. Like, he said, you don't want to be the girl that's at every single party every week. Every party that's happening, you're there. Like, because that makes you look a certain way. And I know, y'all, you want your freedom, you do what you want to do, but I'm just here to tell you, like, have some exclusivity about yourself, because really, you're that girl, and you always want to make sure you carry yourself as that girl. You don't want to be the girl that's sloppy drunk and like you up at every party, on every dude. Like, carry yourself as a woman, a lady in college. Have fun. You can go out every now and then, do your thing, but definitely like have a good reputation about yourself. And speaking of men and all of that, he also told me some things that you guys really want to look out for as incoming freshmen, incoming college students, okay? So, men, girls, you want to be wise with these men. I know us women, okay? I know we want to meet college and high school sweethearts, and a lot of us want marriage and families and all of that, but you really got to think. A lot of these men, probably 95% of these men in college, that's not what they're looking for. Like, you really need to be realistic, okay? And he was telling me how it's almost like some sort of challenge for men. Like, he said the athletes and the frats, they find the new incoming girls and they set a challenge, like, who can get to these girls first. So you don't want to be too easily flattered by some of these men coming up to you, because it's gonna happen, especially if you're a beautiful woman. Like, men are gonna approach you, but don't think they approaching you on some I want to be your husband or that type of stuff, because girl, I'm not saying all of them, but I'm gonna say 98 to 99% of them are looking for one thing, and it's a game to them. They're competing on who gonna get you first. That's why I said you don't want to be putting, and he said, like my friend, he said, you don't want to put yourself in that position at all times, like always being the girl at every single football and frat party, like, because then they start to see you and notice you, and they start to gather this idea of who you are, and then they're gonna approach you on that type of time. So just be wise when it comes to dealing with these men. And also, y'all are college students, y'all are young, y'all are growing, and sometimes you might find yourself in that position to where you're with somebody. And if you do, all I'm telling you, do not be doing nothing with nobody with no sort of protection or anything. Y'all always like use protection, always take care of yourself, because these are young men who they just be any and everywhere. People don't care. A lot of people don't think about the different consequences to stuff until after the fact. You don't want to put yourself in no position or be in no position to where you end up pregnant. You don't want to end up with some sort of disease or something. Like, y'all really have to be wise with how you carry yourself and who you entertain and what you're doing while you are there in college. Another thing he also told me is that the guys are out there are looking for girls that are like kind of like that, like that's gonna go for anything. And they talk too. He told me that they'll send a girl, ask another dude about a girl, like, is she like that? Can I get with her? Like, is she that type of girl? Is she, you don't want your name in the mix, okay? That's why I say it's best to kind of stay out of the mix. Like, maybe you come out every now and then, look real cute, give it very much.
Hey guys, I just stopped by. Just wanted to see what was going on. I'm about to actually go back to my dorm though. Like,
you want to get very much cute, okay? You want to get very much exclusive. Like, you see me when you see me, okay? And I'm on top of my grades. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I'm not the girl that's out there like that. Like, you want to give very much queen, okay? Be a queen while you're in college, because it's embarrassing. Well, I never experienced it, but I'm just saying I could only imagine how embarrassing it would be for men to just be kind of like talking about you, and if you this type of girl, and oh, she that type of girl, that's embarrassing. That's not cute, y'all. So make sure y'all don't be that girl, okay? And I'm not judging you if you are. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm just saying, like, I'm here to encourage the women to carry themselves as young women. The next topic is going to be choose your crowd wisely. So they say birds of a feather flock together. And then another term is the 5 people you spend the most time with. You are a sum, like you are all of those 5 people in one, in a sense, because you're getting something from each one of those people. So choose your circle wisely. You want to be with people who are going to push you to be better, who getting their work done. You want to make sure you choose your people wisely. The next thing is to take your studies and everything very seriously. So like I said, being in college, it is a new freedom. Like, it's so cool. I don't want y'all to be scared or anything. College was so awesome because it's like everything is like right there. It's like you build your friends, you build these different communities of people. Like, I loved college, y'all. But I just really want y'all to make sure y'all take everything very seriously. So something that I was on the dean's list, okay? I just want to let that be known because I'm not telling y'all stuff from just pulling it out my butt. Like, I was doing my thing in college. So you want to make sure you take that new freedom and stuff and have discipline. So you want to make sure you create yourself a schedule. When you first get to college, I would say give yourself maybe like 2 weeks to kind of feel things out. Like, okay, this is what time I got to get to this class. This is how I need to move. Okay, this is what time I'm gonna eat. Like, kind of get your schedule together, and then like after 2 weeks, I feel like you can really hone in on your schedule and tweak it so that you have time to where you making sure you're on time to class. You got your workout time, all of that good stuff. You know what time you eating lunch and everything. Also, you want to include like time for studying and all of that because that is so important. You want to make sure you like really be organized and make sure you have your time to where you're gonna work on your homework, all of that stuff. Like, really be disciplined. And then also, don't just make it so strict. Like, have your time. If you are gonna go out, hang out with your friends or something, like, make sure you schedule all of that type of stuff in too. Maybe you leave your weekends free for you to go hang out with friends and just do stuff like that. But make sure you take your studies seriously. Make sure you create a schedule that you stick to. Be on top of your business, okay? Because if you fall behind in college, you can really get behind. Like, and it's not that college is so hard, because I don't remember college ever being really hard for me. It was never like hard. I think the hardest part was probably certain, like when you get into like super advanced math classes and stuff. That stuff was just like, that was too much for me. Like, what are we doing here? Okay. And why? Because I'm not using any of that to this day. But okay. But anyway, it's like, it wasn't hard, but you don't want to fall behind, because you do have multiple different classes. You might have multiple different essays due at one time. So just make sure you designate time to everything. Get your stuff done. Don't be a procrastinator. Don't be lazy. Don't allow yourself to fall behind, because when you fall behind, it's kind of hard to get caught back up. And you don't want to be the person trying to visit the dean's or not the dean, visit your counselor and stuff like, how can I what can I do to get to graduate on time? Like, you don't want to do that. So let's do right from the jump. So next, make sure you find you a way to make some money in college, okay? Y'all, life be lifing, okay? You want to make sure you get your money. You better get to the bag, like Shamar said, okay? Get to the bag. So if you have a skill or something that you can offer in college, like if you braid hair, you know how to do hair. If you are, you know how to do nails, like those are great skills to have in college, because a lot of the times your college town might not be in a place to where it's like a bunch of hair salons or like it's beauty supply stores and all that. A lot of the times it's not like that. So you want to make sure you have a skill to where people kind of need you, because if they need you in some way, I promise you, you gonna always be paid, okay? You're always gonna be paid, and you don't want to be broke in college, like, because sometimes you don't want to eat dining hall food and have to use credits, and sometimes you want to go up to Chick-fil-A or something, like, and buy stuff. Sometimes you want to go shopping for homecoming and, like, you know, different events. Sometimes you want to go shopping for your dorm, so you just want to make sure you get your money, get to the bag. I didn't have at the time a skill that I could do for other people, so I got me a campus job, girl. So if that's your thing, do that. I used to work at a cafe in college. Girl, it wasn't terrible, but I used to be up there like 6 o'clock in the morning. And the girl who, my manager, she used to be getting on my nerves, like get about my ear. But outside of that, the job was actually super cool. Like, I loved working at Jasmine's Cafe. So you guys, make sure y'all like get your money, and also don't stress yourself out too much. Don't spread yourself too thin, because if you're an incoming freshman, get acquainted with what college is like first before you try to put too much on your plate. I say give yourself a couple months to really get acquainted with school before you like go off and get a job. Unless you know you that type of girl, you got it like that to where I'm gonna be okay. I can get a job on the first day and I'm gonna be good, okay? If you that type of girl, do you, but get to your bag either way. And for today's video, my last tip is to make sure you guys network, okay? So don't be afraid to speak to people, to introduce yourself to people. Like, when you get to class, introduce yourself to your instructor, your teacher, or your professor. Introduce yourself to your professor. When you sit next to somebody, like, oh girl, hold on. That come from talking too much. But if you sit next to somebody, make sure you introduce yourself to the person next to you. Like, you just never know who you'll meet. You never know who you'll need. Like, you really want to make sure you build a good network of people around you. And then also, like, the different events that they have, they might have like pizza at the fountain or something like that. Or there's always something happening in college. Like, there's always some sort of student union or something putting on an event. The school be putting on different events. Get out, like, experience them, and always speak to people, talk to people. Don't be afraid to tell people you braid hair or something. Don't be afraid to tell people you do nails, like, you really, or you do graphic design or something. Like, you want to make sure you are being that girl, putting yourself out there so that you gonna be good. I just want to leave y'all with some encouraging words. Be wise as possible in college. Have a good time, but don't be oblivious. Don't go out and ignore red flags, like little things, like if you're walking to your dorm at night, don't have headphones in, don't be all on your phone, not paying attention. Like, you really want to make sure you're vigilant and aware of all of your surroundings, aware of all of the people around you, because some people are on the prowl for new people, new freshmen who don't know what's going on and what to expect. Like, some people are like that, and I don't say that to scare y'all, but I say that to tell y'all, make sure y'all really be wise in college, okay? Because I really want y'all to have a great experience, and I really want y'all to succeed in college, okay? So I think I'm gonna do another video. If y'all want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know in the comments, because I'm sure I'm gonna think of some stuff that I should have mentioned, you know. So this is just part 1. If y'all want to see a part 2, let me know. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.